3 of them looking to surround Libby Capus-Brown. That's only partly because they know of the danger posed by Capus-Brown. Mostly it's because of the appetite they've got for these 3 points. Fabulous work by the Jets.
And Franco and Nevin toe-to-toe again. Nevin winning the free kick. So the ball from Simon on to Davis. So she's 7 matches off the record for most consecutive appearances in the W League, as we see Dean Heffernan having a chat to Tegan Collister, the former Jet. Nevin searching for Karmas, found her, but Brewer pushes it now into the path of Lauren Allen, who's away again, slipping it to Andrews. Continues her run, Lauren Allen! And the touch, the final touch, as she was looking for a hat-trick, let her down.
They're playing some beautiful stuff. Julianne Russell at right fullback for the Wanderers, completely caught out on that occasion. Tried to make amends with the recovery run. But really, it was up to Lauren Allen. Was the touch going to be good enough or not? The run was good. The ball from Tara Andrews was great. But the first touch from Lauren Allen killed her. It's a soft touch around the keeper and a finish for a hat-trick. She won't need reminding.
Tara King. Now Simon. Brewer. Brewer picking off the ball and now slipping it here for Sunny Franco. They look on here, Newcastle, and there's more than half an hour remaining.
Well, plenty of chances being created. There's a really good recovery that from Orgel, because it was Sunny Franco steering the goal down on that occasion. Hannah Brewer again setting things up beautifully.
And Tegan Collister, who left the Jets after a couple of seasons with the club, is back from injury. Makes her first Wanderers appearance. That's only seconds away as Simon hangs it up. Bass Rose, Andrews there, falls for Policina. Into the back of Capus-Brown, and Yeomandale just flew through. Karmas linking up with Yeomandale, but Gemma Simon got back the pass, giving the Wanderers Flyer too much to do. Pressure on King there, and it may have clipped Karmas in the back of the head. Slowly getting back to her feet. So Collister is going to head out there in place of Rosie Gillier. Not her afternoon after a double against the Jets earlier this season. And Newcastle making a change as well. Gemma House replacing Sunny Franco. Another great performance from Sunny this afternoon. You sense she's not far away from her first W League goal in Jets colours. And Gemma House with a good half an hour here to open her W League account. Slip through Collister on to Cooper. Good opportunity here for Yeomandale for a double. Maybe just lost a footing, decided against the strike. Collister. Up against former teammates, left, right and centre. Gemma House comes and pinches the ball off her. Good start defensively for House, who's going to be playing an important role in the final third. Newbon. Four goals in 22 matches for Newcastle. Tegan Collister. And that header from Chevet is going to give Newbon a bit of work to do. This time she's out. And if you're Dean Heffernan, Harps, what are you saying to your side? Down 4-1, things getting difficult.
Well, they need to keep in the game, and they need to start player by player winning their one-on-one situations. Games can change quickly, but you have to make that change happen. Isabel Gomez about to come on. She was good off the bench last week.
Yeah, she's come off the bench in every match this season for Western Sydney. Played with Football New South Wales in the NPL season last year. A couple of goals in 11 appearances for Gomez, so Price is replaced. Scoreline currently repeating the last clash between these two sides in Newcastle. It was here at number 2 Sports Ground, a 4-1 result Newcastle's way. That was at the beginning of it, I should say the end of a season where Western Sydney only won the one match. All turned around last year, making their first finals appearance, but this year, at the moment, it is looking like a slow start to the season. They've got Adelaide, Brisbane and Canberra, their next 3. Western Sydney. Nevin. On to Karmas. Slipping it in behind Collister. Touch took a wide and Tess Tamplin blocking off her avenue to cross there. But a corner here for Wanderers.
It was a very clever player, Lena Karmas. She's played the point of the Wanderers attack really well today and so far in a beaten team. But she was the pivot point of that attack and then invited Collister to have a go at Tessa Tamplin, and really today no one's got the better of Tessa Tamplin. Maybe the former teammate can fare a little better.
So Yeomandale with a corner. She'll get another chance at that. Not getting the power or placement she would have liked there. You can see the Jets looking right into the setting sun. It's a better delivery. Andrews with the header away. Russell. And King away from danger. Chevet. Karmas coming through.
Brilliant from Cass Davis. Dangerous ball in. Karmas a dangerous target. But brilliant defensive work from Cass Davis, who makes her way upfield now to join Bass in the midfield, where the Jets have been excellent today.
Couple of goals last season for Lena Karmas in Canberra colours, but yet to break her duck this season. Tamplin, now Davis. Just added a new dimension to the Jets midfield with Cass Davis. Here's a leg out from Nevin. She's having a little chuckle, Courtney Nevin. King looks up the line. Yeomandale tracking across, and well done.
Great work.
Made up a lot of ground.
Great work, Yeomandale. She's moving well. I know she had some time out with injury and been out of the game for a bit. Big re-entry to W League football this year with big goals and big plans, and she's looking terrific. That was a great little burst.
Yeah, missed last season with a bone lesion in her ankle, and she was told by a doctor she may never play football again. So wonderful to see it back out there. (26 years of age, lots of experience, and building towards that World Cup. As House curling it across. Auger with the clearance away, only as far as King. King coming across to put the pressure on her former teammate Lena Karmas. Cooper. Copus Brown. And now Gomez wriggled away from Policina. So here we go again. Yeomandale v Tamplin. Bass coming across to help out a teammate. Nevin, has she kept it inside? She has. So Newcastle facing off against Sydney FC next Sunday. And then matches against Melbourne City away from home, and Melbourne victory here at number 2 in late February. Russell. And that ball has given Collister too much work to do. Ash Wilson, the Jets head coach, and Scott McCarter having a conversation there. Georgia Yeomandale, the sole goal scorer for Wanderers. There they are, the brains trust of the Newcastle Jets. Ash Wilson targeting her second W League victory. This is her 9th match as head coach. Morgill. Back to Newborn. Put her under a bit of pressure there. Too much, and the ball is over the sideline. And we're going to have the second drinks break. And a lot of work to do for Western Sydney Wanderers post this stop in proceedings. 4-1 down. We have seen it before, though, in the W League. I can remember Perth and Canberra a few years back. An incredible fight back, 4-1 to 4-all, but it's a tough task on a warm afternoon in Newcastle.
And, you know, the game, and you haven't been able to get the flow of the game on balance going your way. So you've got to turn around enough situations to create the chances. Now, the goals, if those chances come and you take them, the complexion of the game obviously changes, and then how did Newcastle react? This has to be the Wanderers' focus. Let's just persevere as though we haven't got a 3-goal deficit to expunge. It's 0-0, and we've got to win the next phase of play. And you win the next phase of play, get to a goal-scoring situation, hopefully finish it off, and then you can start worrying about chipping away. And that has to be the approach of the team. Otherwise, you can fall into the trap, Ben, of thinking, 3 goals would never do that. It's too big. It's too big a mountain to climb, but you break it down incrementally. Let the game change with the goal you score and see how things go from there.
I wish I had your advice when I was starting those 3,000-word uni assignments, Harbs.
I don't know if I'm one to advise on uni assignments.
Don't look at the 3,000 words. Just take it 100 at a time. Final 20 minutes coming your way on Fox Sports. Round 5 of the W League. Newcastle 4, Western Sydney 1. And just on the live ladder, if the scoreline remains the same, Newcastle move into 5th. Western Sydney in 8th. So Newcastle would be on 4 points with 3 this afternoon. Collister speeding away from Allen, and also Gemma Simon.
She's a speedster, Tegan Collister. It does give the Wanderers a little bit of an outlet here. Hasn't played a lot for a new team since the move from the Jets, although played the winter time in Sydney for Sydney University.
Yeah, a couple of goals in 11 matches for Uni in that premiership winning side, but didn't claim the championship. That defeat to Manly. Will be a throw, which should be a free kick for Newcastle. Just caught offside Western Sydney, Tegan Collister. So if you have just joined us, a couple of goals for Lauren Allen in Newcastle colours. Her first double for the Jets. Tara Andrews with the other, and Gemma Simon with her second goal in as many years. And then Georgia Yeoman-Dale scored for Wanderers, a really cracking strike from just outside the box in the first half. But since she locked it up at 1-1, it's been all one-way traffic in terms of the scoreboard. Maybe not so on the pitch. House using the run of Tamplin and hooking it back. Trouble for Newbon. Onto the crossbar, her punch. Nervous moments for Western Sydney. Polisina now takes possession for Newcastle and wins the corner.
Well, she had that brilliant moment, Courtney Newbon, and still the highlight of the match, the save off Tara Andrews' free kick. But other circumstances have arisen and just lacked a little bit of conviction. The breeze swirling a little bit as that ball swung in, but you'd hardly say it's a major factor. She just lost the flight, maybe a little bit of sun in the eyes in defence of her as well. But that was a situation that became dangerous and sticky and really shouldn't have.
Simon curling across and appeals for handball. Rybelt saying it'll just be a goal kick. So Sarah Hunter makes her W League debut. 17 years of age. She was also part of the Football New South Wales Institute during the NPL season. 9 matches and a goal for her during that season. So we get a look at another young W League player. She gets her chance.
First touch was pretty confident, and the run off the ball. Not there to make up the numbers.
Polisina. Hopus Brown just with the speed to win back possession. Now spotting Orgel, who's pushed up the ground, cutting it across. Goal, Brewer well left.
You only do that if you've got complete confidence in your goalkeeper and you know exactly where you are and how the situation is developing. Hannah Brewer outstanding. Well done, Claire Coelho as well.
And you could also see there Briley Henry out there for Western Sydney as well. Another youngster. Third appearance in the W League for the 17-year-old. Cooper just dinking it over the top, but King's the player there for Newcastle. And now Polisina has the run of House, who was offside. Gave herself up in the end, and Polisina's going to chase her own pass. And it's going to beat her over the byline.
It was unfortunate for Gemma House, who's going through this. I'll let you do the subs, Benny.
Yeah, so Panapatratos is going to come onto the field and replace Policina, who's been so impressive this afternoon. And Tara Andrews will make way for Sophie Harding. She deserves a break, doesn't she, Tara Andrews? Goals in 4 consecutive matches this season. So she goes level at the top of the Golden Boot race with Michelle Heyman.
Yeah, outstanding game from both girls. Excellent play. And the chance now for Harding or Petratos to continue pushing the Jets forward.
And you can see how much appreciation the home fans have for Tara Andrews and also Rihanna Policina. What a pick-up for Newcastle this season. But here's Western Sydney. Collister herring after it. Davis. And Sophie Harding is going to add plenty of speed to that front line for Newcastle. It's a different form of attack to Tara Andrews.
Totally well picked up, and it's similar physique to Tara Andrews, tall and angular. But where she's not as tight on the ball and as experienced, obviously, as Tara, she certainly can run in behind defences with great effect and a good finisher as well. So an adjustment perhaps required for the Wanderers, who've been caught square enough as it is to have to worry about Sophie Harding as well now. Because of that is a problem for them.
So final 12 minutes of this one. Western Sydney with a break after this one next weekend, and they've got a fair bit to assess if the scoreline remains the same. As Orgill finds Gomez. So all Western Sydney's outfield players from the bench are on the pitch now. Well, and just as I mentioned that, Caitlin Cooper looks lame. Just looked to be struggling a little bit there with cramp. So this would not be good for Western Sydney. Newcastle still have the one substitute up their sleeve, and that is Tiana Jaber, who's a former Wanderer. She made a debut for the Wanderers last season. 3 appearances, has not played for Newcastle yet. You can just see her, centre of screen there. She was just having a chat to Jets assistant coach Scott McCarter. Well brought down by Hunter, but then the pass let her down. Orgill just checked a run. Gomez. Copus Brown. Cooper. Goal scoring has been an issue for Western Sydney this season. Just 3 in now 4 almost completed matches. Rosie Galea with a couple against Newcastle in round 2, and then Yeomandale with a cracking strike. But it's just creating these chances that they're having problems with at the moment.
Well, as the games emerged here, they had a really good period in the first half. Got back to 1-1 and then were swamping the Jets in midfield. Lauren Allen scored. Newcastle started to take control again, but there were still opportunities there for the Wanderers. But from that moment, and then certainly in the second half, it could have been anything for the Jets so far. They've looked really dominant. The teams played with real coordination, players in proximity, reading each other's moves really well, supporting each other. You can't underestimate Well, the leadership at the back of Hannah Brewer, she's been outstanding, so cool and calm. Then the two in front of her, Bass and Cassidy Davis, have just been outstanding. Provide such ballast. And the rest of the parts, Policina leading that charge before she went off, really impressive. It's a good steal from Petratos.
House. Ball just gave Petratos too much to do, so we're going to see a Newcastle Jets debut for Tiana Jaber. Replacing Newcastle skipper. And she's going to hand the armband to Cass Davis. And she deserves this ovation. Gemma Simon gets an early mark. Not often she gets an early mark. A goal this afternoon as well. Now the ball slipped in behind for Riley Henry. Scored a ton of goals in the NPL season last year. You can see why Dean Heffernan is so keen to get her into his squad this season. Sophie Harding looks up, sees Cooper, takes her on, clipped by Copus Brown. Is that worthy of a card? It is.
I suggest Libby Copus-Brown is saying foul, yes, but I didn't actually mean it. It was one of those accidental ones. Not that I think that washes in the end, but if that's her point, I, to a degree, empathise. She hasn't reached in. Her hands are in the. That's the clip there. That was accidental. Still a yellow card, no complaints. I'm just that's understanding Libby Copus-Brown's reaction.
That's the issue, isn't it? Some players accidentally do it, and some players might just think about it a little bit more, and it's difficult in those situations, isn't it? As Davis with the ball in towards Gemma House. Harding. Copus-Brown under all sorts of pressure from Sophie Harding, and then Petratos came across.
Well, that's excellent from Harding. I mean, it doesn't look pretty, but the determination to keep the Wanderers locked in there from Sophie Harding was fantastic. Petratos was alive to the possibility, and she went to join forces. Sometimes the dirty work doesn't get enough recognition.
Was there a handball there from Brewer? There was. Yeah, defensively, Wanderers have had some problems of late, so they've conceded 2 or more goals in 7 consecutive away matches now. And this season, coming into this round, from an attacking perspective, they had the fewest shots on target, and the second fewest balls into the area. So it's something they've got to address. And it's at both ends of the pitch. Gomez hanging it up for the run of Karmas. Copus-Brown couldn't hook it back in time. And Dean Heffernan, just chatting to him pre-match, is very confident the way they were playing, and over the coming weeks they're going to develop nicely into the side he wants to see out there.
Well, the unfortunate thing for Dean and any coach in this league is you haven't really got time to build a case. It's a 12-round sprint. And then, you know, if he's talking about building players for oncoming seasons, that sounds great as well, except the seasons are so short, the girls move around to find competitions and leagues, so the player turnover between clubs can be significant. Beautiful turn.
How about that from Hannah Brewer?
And then just rushed it, unfortunately for her.
Copus-Brown had the pocket picked by Cass Davis.
But looking at Dean Heffernan's team, as it's on the field at the moment, if he does have the opportunity to keep players together at the club, you look at the 2 youngsters that have come on now. Sarah Hunter looks every bit ready to play W League. These are only her first minutes, but just looking at the way she conducts herself, her body language, her positioning, her touch, her positivity, Heffernan's onto something there. So if you can build around players like that, you will get to develop a team.
Brilliant work from Harding, hooking it back. Cooper just prodded it away. Nevin under pressure again from Harding. And now Petratos just goes on the volley. We've seen Dimmy score some special goals, haven't we, in the A-League down the years. And punter Petratos trying to take a leaf out of her brother's book there.
Well, that's not unreasonable at all. The ball set up nicely. Always happy for players to back their technique, which Panna did then.
And I know it's difficult season to season, Harps, but I think this Newcastle Jets side looks stronger than the team they had on the park last year.
Well, that may be so, Ben. What I know is that they've got a coach now, and not that the predecessor, Craig Deans, and how he was helping, but you never got the feeling, well, I didn't as an observer, that this was the full-time direction of the W League program in Newcastle. And Craig did a great job, certainly bringing Ash Wilson on, but I think in a coach now who's going to be completely focused on the women's program, and a very good coach on this evidence, yes, you might be onto something. Going to take a little bit to convince me that a Newcastle team without Claire Wheeler is a better proposition. But that's just to name one player.
But it's only one player. That's my argument in that respect. But in terms of, I know that a lot of people would come out and say, well, hang on a sec, a lot of these other teams have come down to the Jets level in terms of last year Newcastle had a fully local side, no internationals. This year a lot of teams have had to sort of follow suit. But I still believe this Jets side just looks stronger just based on the additions. They've grabbed some, as here's Copus Brown with an opportunity. She's just offside. They've grabbed some diamonds in the rough that haven't been given opportunities at this level.
Yep, no, I think the points you make are really good ones. My point about Ash Wilson as the coach is that, you can talk about the relativities from season to season based on where the top talent comes and goes. But you look at the way, the style with which the team plays. You look at the dominance of a Hannah Brewer, who's been around for a long time, but she just looks in such good nick at the moment. Not just physically, but the way she's balancing the team. Cassidy Davis as well. You've mentioned Alicia Bass getting a chance at W League level when maybe beforehand she mightn't have. And, she has been fantastic. And I've got to say, in the men's and women's game, appreciate the relativities, but there aren't, someone who does the job of a number 6 midfielder, a defensive midfielder, across the A-League and the W League, there's not many better than Bass. So, of course, you give these opportunities to people, they will find their feet. And if Wilson can keep this team together in a couple of additions, then why not? And it's the same with Heffernan. They've got a lot of kids coming through in Western Sydney. I've just pinpointed the one who's making a debut today, Sarah Hunter off the bench. That's a player if ever you've seen one at this level of the game.
So inside the final minute of normal time in this one. 3-1 it was at half-time. Newcastle's captain with the only goal of the second half. Jaber playing at left fullback, replacing Simon. So here's a free kick for Western Sydney as they attempt to grab a late consolation goal.
Yeah, Laura Allen just getting there a little bit late. Has not really figured in this second half. Lauren Allen got the 2 goals in the first half and had 2 other opportunities to finish the hat-trick. She was just late on that occasion.
So 3 minutes of additional time in the second half. So far the perfect afternoon for the home side. Beautiful weather in Newcastle. Opus Brown to the back post and just overhit. Western Sydney, I'll be heading back on the bus back home, and Newcastle players, they might as well head to the beach. It's only 5 minutes away, Harps.
But that's in a traffic jam. Be blowing on shore at the moment, mate. There'll be blue bottles everywhere.
you just couldn't ask for a more beautiful afternoon.
It's a great
in
venue.
the Hunter.
It's a great venue.
And as you said, a wonderful venue for football. A bit more seating around the sides, and it'd be a top quality.
Well, you've got to get onto the local government, Ben. That's your job.
Even better venue, and you could probably host some A-League matches here. Here we go. Got a flag up from the assistant referee, so it's going to go Newcastle's way. Maybe they've just lost communications. So it's a throw for Newcastle. We've worked it all out. She's done a terrific job this afternoon, Casey Rybelt. Kinked over the top by Copus Brown. And Davis. It's just added something different to the Jets midfield, Cass Davis. A mainstay of the back line for many years. And now Gemma House pinching the ball off Copus Brown. Harding has the speed to burn down the right. Up against Nevin. Will be a throw. Can they conjure up a late goal, Newcastle, to send the home fans away even happier? What a turnaround from their last match here at number 2 Sports Ground. You were here, Harps. They were beaten 7-0 by Melbourne Victory late last season. A disappointing year for the Jets in the W League in season 12. Is it going to be lucky 13 for them this year? They're only one spot outside the top 4 with victory this afternoon.
Well, it'll be a long-awaited 3 points. A vindication of the work Wilson's done with this team. Disappointment for the Wanderers.
Joy at last for the Jets. They have their first victory in season 13 of the W League, and you can see what it means to the side. In front of a packed house here at number 2 Sports Ground. Newcastle just too good for Western Sydney Wanderers, avenging that defeat from round 2. Lauren Allen with a double, Tara Andrews and Gemma Simon with goals as well. Georgia Yeoman-Dale with the lone Wanderers goal. It finishes at number 2, Newcastle Jets 4, Western Sydney Wanderers 1. Thanks, Andy Harper, for your company this afternoon.
Always a pleasure, Ben.
And thanks for your company as well on Fox Sports. Newcastle heading home happy with 3 points in the bank. We'll catch you next time.